A lawn can receive plenty of water and still become weaker, thinner, and increasingly difficult to repair. The hidden problem is often not drought, but when, where, and how that water arrives.
That squelching surface is evidence, yet the condition around the roots tells the fuller story.
Wet leaves and dark soil can disguise shallow moisture, poor infiltration, or chronically saturated ground.
Grass signals water stress through folded blades, muted color, and footprints that remain visible longer.
Before changing the timer, observe the lawn, test the soil, and measure the irrigation system.
Healthy irrigation aims to moisten the active root zone without keeping soil constantly waterlogged.
One property can contain several watering environments, each losing and absorbing moisture at different rates.
More runtime cannot help when water runs away, misses grass, or lands faster than soil absorbs.
And the safest correction begins by stopping automatic assumptions and letting evidence guide every adjustment.
You need only simple tools: catch cups, a probe, a rain gauge, and careful observation.
7 common mistakes explain most watering failures, and each leaves clues you can verify. Mistake 1 is giving established grass short daily sips that wet only the surface. Frequent shallow watering encourages roots to remain near the top, where soil dries fastest.
A shiny lawn may therefore easily hide dry soil only a short distance beneath.
When heat rises, that thin, wet layer disappears quickly, leaving shallow roots exposed to stress. Test several spots. Easy probe movement generally indicates moisture, while resistance suggests drier or compacted soil.
A soil core reveals moisture depth, root depth, texture, and problems that surface color cannot.
Clay, loam, and sand absorb and retain water differently, so identical runtimes rarely perform identically. Catch cups show both application rate and uneven coverage without relying on the controller's minutes.
Compare the collected depths, then average them to understand what that zone actually delivered. The goal is thorough root zone moisture, not a puddled surface or a universal runtime. Set a trial cycle based on measured output, local guidance, and your soil's absorption. After watering, recheck the soil instead of assuming a longer runtime reached deeper roots. Then wait until the lawn and soil indicate need before irrigating the established turf again. Shaded sections often dry more slowly, so they should not automatically copy sunny zone schedules. Under trees, shade reduces evaporation, while competing roots may still remove substantial soil moisture.
Wind can distort distribution, making a longer cycle wasteful without correcting the missed area.
Seed is the important exception. Its shallow surface must stay consistently moist during germination. Fresh sod also needs closer monitoring until roots grow into the soil beneath it. As seedlings and sod establish, gradually reduce frequency while encouraging moisture deeper into the soil. For established turf, fewer well-measured irrigations usually support deeper rooting better than habitual daily sprinkling.
Mistake 2 is watering by calendar while ignoring rainfall, weather, and actual soil moisture.
Rainfall counts toward the lawn's water supply, even when your programmed watering day arrives.
Check beneath the surface after rain. Leaf wetness alone does not prove useful penetration. A forecast cannot measure your soil, but it can prevent irrigation immediately before meaningful rain. Patchy showers make several soil checks more reliable than one reading near the rain gauge.
Springy blades and disappearing footprints suggests the lawn is not yet showing classic wilt.
Folded leaves, dull color, and lingering tracks are better clues than a rigid weekday. Make the decision early, using both plant signals and moisture evidence from the root zone. Use rain delay or seasonal adjust features carefully when available, always following the controller manufacturer's instructions. A functioning rain sensor can prevent needless cycles, but it still requires inspection and maintenance.
Clean and test sensors according to their manual, never assuming installed equipment still works correctly.
Seasonal demand changes with temperature, daylight, wind, and growth, so controller settings should change too.
During cooler, cloudy periods, the lawn may use less water than last week's program supplies.
Hot, dry, windy weather increases demand, but inspection should still precede any extra watering.
A simple log reveals patterns and prevents repeated watering based solely on memory or appearance.
Separate sunny, shaded, sloped, and low areas whenever the irrigation design allows independent control.
Local drought rules always override a preferred schedule, so check current restrictions before irrigating. A flexible schedule follows conditions. A rigid schedule can quietly supply water the lawn never needed.
Mistake 3 is routinely watering during hot, bright, or windy parts of the day.
Heat and moving air increase losses and make sprinkler distribution less dependable across the zone.
Water drifting onto paving contributes nothing to roots and may carry soil or nutrients away.
Early morning usually offers cooler temperatures, calmer wind, and time for grass leaves to dry.
Calm air helps droplets land where intended, improving uniformity without increasing the program duration. Morning irrigation overlaps natural dew, then daylight naturally helps shorten the remaining leaf wetness period. Late evening watering can keep foliage wet through humid nights, extending conditions favorable for disease.
Extended moisture does not create every disease, but it can favor several turf pathogens.
Brown turf has many causes, so never diagnose a fungus safely from color alone.
Choose an early morning window permitted locally, then confirm the system finishes before daily activity begins.
A hose timer can improve consistency, provided connections are sound and the sprinkler is monitored. Staggering zones can preserve household pressure and help each sprinkler pattern perform as designed.
Fine airborne mist can indicate excessive pressure, which increases drift and worsens coverage uniformity.
Visible fog is not better coverage. Useful droplets must actually reach the intended turf.
Have unsuitable pressure or hardware corrected according to system specifications, especially when misting persists.
Midday inefficiency concerns evaporation, wind, and distribution, not imaginary magnifying glass burns from ordinary droplets.
Move routine irrigation from late evening toward morning whenever local rules and equipment allow. The best timing delivers moisture efficiently while avoiding an unnecessarily prolonged wet canopy across grass leaves. Timing cannot replace calibration, but early morning gives a well-tuned system favorable working conditions. Mistake 4 is overwatering until the soil remains saturated and roots lose essential air. Roots need oxygen as well as water, and saturated pores restrict normal gas exchange. Poor drainage makes excessive irrigation especially damaging because water leaves the root zone slowly.
Yellowing in a wet low spot can signal root stress, although symptoms are not diagnostic.
Algae, persistent puddles, and soft ground are clues that water is staying too long.
Inspect again the following day. Soil that remains saturated needs less input or better drainage. pause irrigation first, allowing the root zone to drain before making further schedule decisions. Unexpected wet areas between cycles may indicate a leaking valve, pipe, or low head drainage.
Mark unexplained wet spots and keep the system off until the source is identified. Underground leaks, valves, and electrical faults are safer jobs for a qualified irrigation professional. Irrigation may not be the only source. Roofs and hard surfaces can concentrate rainwater. Redirect roof runoff only where regulations permit and never toward foundations or neighboring property. Repeated pooling in one depression may reflect serious grading, compaction, or subsurface drainage problems. Compare nearby soil before adding amendments, because guessing can worsen drainage or create uneven settling. Fertilizer cannot correct oxygen-starved roots and may increase stress when the real problem is water.
Recovery takes time. Wait for new growth rather than forcing color with extra inputs.
Persistent saturation, odor, extensive decline, or uncertain disease warrants professional diagnosis rather than repeated treatment. Correct overwatering by reducing supply, repairing leaks, and addressing drainage, not by adding another product. Aim for moist, aerated root zone soil, then allow appropriate natural drying between established lawn irrigations.
Mistake 5 is applying water faster than sloped, clayey, or compacted soil can absorb.
Once runoff begins, extra minutes mostly move water away from roots and toward hard surfaces. Every soil has an infiltration limit, and sprinkler output can exceed it surprisingly quickly.
Observe the first trial closely and note when water begins moving instead of soaking. Stop the cycle at runoff. Continuing wastes water and can transport soil or lawn inputs.
Divide the needed runtime into shorter cycles, leaving a deliberate soaking interval between applications.
The first short cycle moistens the surface while ending before visible runoff develops on slopes.
During the pause, water infiltrates below the surface and creates room for the next measured application.
A second short cycle safely adds moisture, while respecting the soil's slower intake rate.
Confirm both outcomes: no runoff at the edge and improved moisture beneath the surface.
Compaction reduces pore space and infiltration, especially along paths, play areas, and repeated wheel tracks. Core aeration can improve compacted turf when timed correctly, and buried utilities are protected.
Leave clean cores to break down naturally, unless local turf guidance recommends another practice. Excess thatch can interfere with water movement, so measure it before choosing corrective work.
A stubborn dry patch may repel water, producing runoff even while nearby soil absorbs normally.
Confirm the pattern below ground before treating it as ordinary drought or increasing runtime. Non-chemical aeration and gradual re-wetting may help confirm dry patches without flooding surrounding turf.
Use a turf wetting agent only when appropriate, label compliant, locally permitted, and professionally advised.
Sandy soil accepts water quickly but stores less, requiring guidance tailored to its root zone.
Cycle and soak timing must carefully match each site's slope, soil, sprinkler output, and observed runoff. Successful irrigation finishes in the root zone, not as a stream disappearing down the street.
Mistake 6 is trusting an irrigation zone that distributes water unevenly across the lawn. Clogged nozzles can distort patterns, leaving nearby dry turf beside areas receiving excessive water.
Broken heads and leaking connections waste water while reducing useful pressure throughout the zone.
Audit coverage by placing identical catch cups throughout one zone. including suspected dry edges.
Run a normal test cycle while watching for blocked, tilted, sunken, or misting heads. Large differences between cups confirm poor uniformity and explain why one runtime cannot satisfy every spot. Trace low readings back to their positions before adjusting runtime or replacing healthy grass.
Shut the system off before carefully cleaning accessible nozzles, following the manufacturer's maintenance instructions.
A tilted head throws an uneven pattern, so restore safe alignment without damaging buried fittings.
Spray landing on walls, paths, or roads reveals direction or arc problems needing correction.
Adjust arcs using the correct procedure, keeping water on landscape and away from hard surfaces.
Sunken heads or surrounding vegetation can block spray and create deceptively dry bands across turf.
Mismatched head types or nozzles can apply different amounts within the same programmed zone.
Persistent fogging, weak rotation, or inconsistent reach may require professional pressure testing and correction.
Cooling near a head after shutdown may reveal leakage rather than excessive scheduled runtime.
Incorrect components, buried leaks, or poor layout justify a professional irrigation audit and repair.
Even perfect sprinklers cannot erase different water use between deep shade and exposed sun.
Where design permits, schedule contrasting areas separately and carefully verify each with soil checks.
Repeat the catch cup test after adjustments, because appearance alone cannot accurately confirm uniform delivery. A persistent dry gap between heads may require careful redesign, not simply longer watering.
Uniform coverage protects nearby roots and prevents one area drowning while another remains thirsty.
Mistake 7 is using one watering rule for every grass, season, soil, and establishment stage. Germinating grass seed needs frequent, gentle moisture near the surface, unlike established, deep-rooted turf.
New sod requires underside checks until anchoring roots connect it securely with native soil. Established grass can tolerate surface drying when useful moisture remains available around active roots.
Some established cool season lawns can enter drought dormancy, sacrificing color while conserving living crowns.
In much of the UK, established lawns are commonly left to recover when rainfall returns.
Warm season and cool season grasses differ in growth rhythm, heat response, dormancy, and water demand. Identify the dominant grass before adopting local advice designed for another species or climate.
As weather cools and growth changes, reduce automatic irrigation according to rainfall and local guidance.
Soil texture changes storage and infiltration, making any universal runtime scientifically unreliable across properties. Microclimates within one garden can require different decisions, even when the grass species matches. During restrictions, responsibly prioritize legal compliance and locally approved survival watering over cosmetic greenness. Weekly inch-based rules are starting estimates, not substitutes for measurement, rainfall, soil, and species. Observe the grass, test the root zone, measure delivery, then adjust only what evidence supports. A resilient lawn follows local conditions, not a copied schedule or an artificially perfect color.
Seek professional help for persistent decline, suspected disease, drainage failure, unsafe repairs, or unexplained leaks.
A sound diagnosis connects plant symptoms, soil condition, weather history, and irrigation system performance.
Avoid daily sips, rigid calendars, poor timing, saturation, runoff, uneven coverage, and one-size-fits-all rules. Small, measured corrections protect roots more reliably than dramatic treatments or promises of instant recovery.
Subscribe for evidence-based lawn care and let your next watering decision begin below the surface.